Squad up, haters down. If you ain't about that life, don't come around. Got the crowd, gone wild. Tell me what you know about that milk style.
Yo, y'all know what time it is. It's the Memphis Jelks Show. Yes. We done made it back a whole nother Wednesday on y'all, man. I told y'all we are not stopping. So if y'all know somebody who think that we gonna stop, look at them and tell them, what? Ain't no way. That's Memphis Jelks and we bringing y'all the best, nothing but the best, man. Nothing but the best guests, you know what I'm saying? Nothing but the best content to watch, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the whole nine, man. And while I'm speaking of I gotta bring them on. You know how we do it, a little something like this.
Drums, please.
We
back, baby.
Back in the building. Man, it feels good. How many weeks has this been?
Man, it's only 1 week?
No, I mean how many weeks have it been since we started?
I'm gonna tell you something. That was crazy. When I was listening to you backstage, bro, I was like, we gotta keep up with the weeks we've been doing this show because I literally don't know.
Oh my goodness, no.
How long we been going though? When did we start? April, May?
Man, I want to say we started January, but maybe we didn't really.
January?
Man, we got let's see. I looked at the calendar earlier, right? And it was 37 people have signed up. So that means 37 episodes. Well, not really, because we got upcoming episodes.
We're just gonna say 30 at least.
Welcome to show number 30.
We'll take it.
We'll take it, man. Tonight, man, we got a super special guest, man. Super duper special. Some people can look at my shirt and it'll give it away. We got people calling in. We got a caller already. Yo,
we even started the show.
Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Yo, you on the Memphis Jelks Show. Who is this?
Don't be shy now.
Don't be shy.
Maybe they call in prematurely, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe they got so excited about it being the 30th episode.
Give us a call back. And let me make sure my iPods ain't hooked up. Nope, all clear. It's showing all clear. So call back because I don't know what happened just then. But anyway, man, tonight, y'all, we got a really, really special guest here tonight.
Yes.
Like I said, man, I just wanted to bring them on right now, but I gotta build up a little bit of tension first. Okay, we got a caller, y'all. Yo, you on the Memphis Jelks Show. Who it is? We can't have that happening. We got to make sure this is legit. Because our guest tonight, man, shoot, a million people might call in, and we don't need to miss a million calls, man.
The phone lines might be blowing up, man.
Yep, the phone lines might be blowing up. You know what? I'm gonna take it off Bluetooth and then turn it back on, because something it should be coming through. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all hold on 1 second. We got to get the phone lines open, man, because we want to hear from y'all.
Exactly. Man, I know I didn't make it to last week's show, but I did tune in and see a little bit of it, man. Y'all had a pretty good show last week, man.
Man, I appreciate it so much, man. Thank you, man. We be trying.
Yeah,
we definitely
I had to miss it.
Yeah, you had to work. Oh, you had to do a little. You had something to take care of that night.
Yeah.
You know how I am about these phones. I want them to work, man. I like for our people to be able to interact. I apologize to the people watching, but this for y'all. I'm doing it for y'all, man.
We're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. See, listen, you want to tell you something else? This would be a good time for us to have a sponsor because then we can run the ad right now.
Sure would, man. So sponsors, man, if y'all out there, man, holler at us ASAP. We'll get y'all. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all company on and popping, and just for a little bit of nothing. So
we come back every week, so we're gonna promote you because we're here every week, man. We're gonna promote you because we're here every week, man. So,
exactly.
Y'all hit up Memphis Jelks, let them know so we can get your ad on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Man, without further ado, man, I can't keep them. I ain't got the words for it. I can't keep them waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Let them out, man. Let them out.
Yeah, because I'm so excited, man, about our next guest, man. I'm gonna tell you first how I was introduced to him. So, like I've been making positive music like for years, right? Hold that thought.
We getting prank phone call.
Yo, you on the Memphis Jelks show. Who is this?
This is Bettina.
Hey, Bettina, how are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Just wanted to kind of tell you I like your shirt.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Bettina.
And the phones are working.
Thank you. Whoa, wait, man. Bettina, you just saved the day. Thank you so much. Because I was trying my best to get these phones on. I want people to be able to call and interact with Ladell, man, because his message is so strong. Oops, I just gave away his first name on accident.
You did.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, okay. Bye. Talk to you in a little bit. Call back.
I will.
Okay.
You don't spill the beans. You don't spill the beans.
Come on, man.
Bring them out now, man. You don't spill the beans.
Might as well bring them on out, man. Here we go. Our special guest for tonight is none other than the CEO of Heal the Hood Foundation of Memphis.
Drums, please.
Give it up for Ladell Beamon.
Oh, guys.
Welcome to the Memphis Jelks Show.
Man, welcome, bro, man. Thank you so much for joining us, man. This is such an honor, bro.
Man, thank you guys for having me. It's like, I feel official now that I'm on the Memphis Jelks Show. So I'll just I made it.
Well, we feel honored, man, and privileged to have you on, man. I know your time is like super like tied up. I know you always busy, making positive impacts, making positive moves, helping people, you know what I'm saying, helping the youth, people, adults, like everybody. Like, man, I can't name it. There has to be over like hundreds of thousands of people, man, that you've helped, man, that I know of, that I've witnessed myself.
Wow. Man, wow. Look, you just made me feel like this big. Thank you. It's labor of love, man. Labor of love, bro.
I'm just telling the truth, man. So I was gonna give you like this big old grand opening, but everything, the phones start tripping, and then as soon as I did get it right, we found out that the phones actually work. And then said, man, let's not prolong it anymore, man. Let's go on and bring them on. So welcome to the Memphis Jelks Show.
Man, thank you, brother. Once again, man, I'm just excited. Good to meet you too, So this is cool. We got the brotherhood thing going on, so I'm excited.
Yes, man, that's a blessing, man. So I was in the middle of telling the story of how we met, or how I had the honor of meeting you. Was I was making positive music and stuff, and and it ended up landing on 98.1 with Drake and Zeke
Yeah.
in the morning. And I noticed that whenever they played they ended up playing my song on the radio, and then when it went off, they were like, "We got to introduce him to Ladell Beamon." I was thinking, who is Ladell Beamon? You know, he must be a positive person too. So at some point, I don't know if Drake or Zeke or somebody like gay, I don't know, some kind of way they connected us.
Yeah.
And then when I finally got a chance to meet you, bro. And no, you know what? I listened to your interview because they said you were on the show a day before. So I'm like, oh wow, let me go listen to what he was saying and stuff. And everything you said resonated with me so tough, because I thought I was the only one in the fight to use the media to influence it in a positive way. I thought I was the only one in the fight. I didn't know somebody was out there who felt just like me.
Yeah, bro.
And it was just an honor when I met you. And then when I met you, it was a million views. Like, you had a whole organization of like-minded thinkers, and I just felt right at home. Y'all brought me in like family. I was just like, wow, I can't believe this. Heal the Hood Foundation. So for those of the people out there who don't know what Heal the Hood Foundation of Memphis is, can you give them like a briefing on it?
Yeah, with us, I got to do the disclaimer, because whenever we say hood, especially, the different audiences, people get nervous, but, hood is a suffix at the end of words like brotherhood, motherhood, fatherhood, priesthood. Everybody has a hood. And so what we do is we basically use the arts to be able to heal broken places in our lives. A lot of times the entertainment industry is so full of negativity and giving all these mixed messages out here. And we just want to really be able to give kids, young people, adults an opportunity to hear something different that's life-changing. And so we do a lot, from tours to music to movies, you name it. That's what we're in. Anything that we can use our artistry, even comic books, to be able to reach young people and people where they are and take them somewhere different. So that's what we do in a nutshell. Heal the Hood Foundation of Memphis. Yeah.
You on mute, Memphis Jokes. While he coming off of mute, so what makes you want to start this foundation?
You know what? That's a good question. but really, we had, the violence in Memphis had just gotten. I remember I remember sitting at home and one day watching this clip, and it was January 11th, 2005 or 2006, and I remember the guy said that it's a new year in Memphis, and there has been a murder for every day of the year so far. And those murders continued that particular year up until like June or July. And it was like somebody was getting murdered every day. And a friend of mine, he was like, man, what are you going to do? And I said, I don't know. I said, but we got to heal the hood. And it was like this light bulb that came on. And at that moment, I was like, the guy, David Foster, he said, man, that's it. And so from there, it was just about really being able to connect to people, because I've seen so many kids die, throughout the years, getting murdered and so much stuff happening, to the point that it puts you in a place that either you're going to do something to be a part of the solution, or you're going to remain passive and be a part of the problem. And so that's what really got me into it, because I saw how music was affecting people. I saw how just people can watch television, and all of a sudden you're led to be that type of person to do something crazy. And so for me, I just want to be able to use the arts to do something different. And so you see enough death, you start learning to appreciate life.
Interesting. I read somewhere that like you had saw a movie, and then it was kind of like it kind of hit you after you left the movie theater that that the media is using images and music, just entertainment in a negative way. Yeah. And then that's kind of one of the things that kind of led you to wanting to start Heal the Hood also. It's
absolutely. I went into the movie theater and Memphis Jelks, you doing your research. I went into the movie theater, man, and I was in there and I saw the movie Set It Off. And I know for a lot of people, like, it's a great movie, but I left that night, feeling some type of way. And I didn't know I was so disturbed. And I kept telling people, I was like, man, what you think about the movie? And everybody was like, it was great. It was great. It was great. And I said, but I don't know why I keep feeling this way. And lo and behold, about 3 months later, female bank robberies had increased all over the nation. It was women robbing banks left and right. And when it happened, I realized, I said, wow. I said, so we can popularize something, put it on the screen or put it on television, put it in music, and all of a sudden, when we make it popular, people want to start doing it. And so that really hit me, and it really was an eye opener. And I just started looking at how can we be a part of the solution instead of a part of the problem. And that's what got me. If I'm gonna do something, let me do something to be a part of a legacy. So that was it.
I mean,
I told you.
wow, man. I mean, like I couldn't believe, I didn't know what I was in for when I first met you, but I remember, coming to the Hickory Hill Mall area. Yeah. Is it Hickory Ridge Mall? Hickory Ridge Mall. Okay. You know I'm from Ripley.
Yeah.
But so I came to the first, I came to the first, it was like a wake up tour, one of the wake up tour rehearsals. And and I was just blown away by the professionalism and everything. And then what really got me is the prayer.
Oh man.
Yeah, the fact that you would pray, with us after every event, man. A lot of us needed that, bro.
Wow, bro. You know what? I remember the crazy thing is that we record. I almost want to say we recorded 2 songs with you. You were on one of those songs because it was just. I remember, man. And as a matter of fact, I want to say I think it was like when we recorded those records. It was like I don't even know what those records are right now. I wish I knew somebody who had those records because it was so powerful. We just sat around and came up with a track, and then all of a sudden you guys put your voices on there. And it was a beginning of something that I thought was just like evolutionary because, bringing artists together. I saw it back in the day when it was like they were doing the Stop the Violence movements and all of that, East Coast and West Coast, all the people coming together. But for us to be able to make life music like that and then, to be able to come together on those tracks and to say the stuff that y'all would say, I wish I could. I'm going to find that music because I'm going to have to play those records at some point so that the world can hear what you guys put down because it was dope.
Man, I may have a copy of the record there. I think it was me. I think it was myself, April, and another artist. We did one of the songs.
Bro, if you got that record, it's going down.
let me check my email. Let me check my email. Y'all might have emailed it to me because I never erase an email, dude. I got emails from 2007, 2005 and stuff. It's crazy.
That was dope. It was dope, man.
Man, it was, man, and I enjoyed making it so much, man, because like you said, it was like the togetherness. Like I came to the mall. Because we would come was it once a week or was it?
Yeah.
How often? Yep, once a week, and we would meet there, man. I used to look so forward to coming because it was just like y'all were like exactly like me. I had found my tribe. My tribe is Hill to Hood, man.
have to bring you back to some of these tours, bro, because I've been seeing some of your music, and I've always followed you, throughout the years and just seeing your stuff. And it's just amazing to be able to hear your consistency and just seeing, what's my man from Public Enemy that endorsed you? What's
Chuck D. Chuck D.
Yes.
Salute.
Legendary.
Shout out to Chuck.
Public Enemy, Flavor Flav.
And then Memphis, you've always been, cutting edge because even when the controversy was going on, you came out with the Cosby dance. I'm like, man.
Yes. To me, man. I tell my brother all the time, man, that's the most gangster song out. He's like, why? I'm like, because you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to jump on the bandwagon and down them. You know what I mean? So to be able to step up and stand up and make something like that, you know, hey, that's gangster. No cussing, no negativity. It's just gangster the fact that you actually did that.
I love it.
And not saying gangster in like glorifying gangsters or nothing like that. I just meant like,
Yeah, power move.
yeah, hip hop wise, like, you know, yeah. But man, oh shoot, man, I appreciate that, man. And I be following y'all too. Like anything that I can do to support, you know, I be following you too. Like, you know, I saw that y'all just recently had the celebrity basketball event recently. Can you talk about that a little bit?
You know what? We've been doing it for so many years, and I know the thing about it is, and I'll take you back and bring you forward real quick. You know, when we first started, the team was just really, you know, grabbing people. I remember the very first celebrity basketball game we did. Master P came with Silk the Shocker. It was Romeo. And it was like all these different people. Anthony Hardaway, Miss Natasha Hill, she had brought in Todd Day. It was so many people, Percy Town, so many different people that came out to that first one. And from then, you know, it just started a trajectory of really being able to mix artists that could really play ball with just people that were really professional ball players. And so the whole thing was about hooping for a cause. You know, bringing out the community and having a good time without anybody having to worry about their car being stolen when they went outside or somebody getting shot or negativity happening. And so from that, you know, we ended up adding Drama Boy, Kia Shine, and just so many different people. Trevor Jackson, who is now on Grownish, who played Superfly. Jacob Lattimore came out. It's been so many different. And it's probably somebody that Tank, R&B recording artist Tank.
Wow.
Sammy played, and it's like, for me, it's like being from South Memphis and being a man who could have been caught up in everything else that was going on, but at the same time turning into that guy who can have an opportunity to sit down with the kids, which is my main fan base. I'm a huge fan of the kids. Bettina just said in the chat, Will Barton. Yeah, Will Barton was there.
And Sammy.
Yep. And to really be able to sit next to these guys and have real conversations and not fan out, but to really see they were concerned about the community and they wanted to lend their celebrity, it was amazing. And so we went from that to doing 2 games a year. And so now the second game that we ended up picking up is called Hoops for the Holidays. And so that's going to be coming up the second week in November. And so we'll get you guys the information because there is no telling who's going to show up on the roster for that.
Hopefully I'll be a celebrity by the end because I want to get out there and show my skills a little bit. It's November 11th. It's what Bettina said. Thank you, Bettina. Yo, so let's get some of these comments, man. You got the comments lit up. Let's see. Butter MD, what's up? She said, Ladell Beamon. Miss Natasha Hill. Miss Natasha, I thank you for everything that you have ever done for me. She taught me how to act, you know, and then but she laughed at my fighting skills in the fighting scenes. Rightfully so. I wasn't that good at it yet. Trina Cottrell, she said she giving hand claps. Salute. Butter MD said, yes, he's helped me a lot. Jay Hicks, we got Jay Hicks in the building. He said, the last event you threw was dope as hell. You're not supposed to say that word on here, Jay Hicks. But he said it was an eye-opener of the different variety of talents that dwell here. What event is Jay Hicks speaking about, Ladell?
You know what? Shout out to Jay Hicks, you know, because I've actually been checking out listeners to some of his music as an artist. And we did the Legacy Pop-Up Summit. That's what we did. We did the Legacy Pop-Up Summit, and it's real cool. But we had Steven Russell from the group Troop, Spread My Wings, Fly Away, that troop.
Wow.
the legend who's a Grammy Award winner who wrote for Chris Brown. He did Chris Brown's "Take You Down," and so he wrote for B2K, "Gats to Be." All those songs that's him. Whitney Houston, Jordan Sparks. He wrote "No Air" with Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown. I mean, just phenomenal artists. And the pop culture summit. The pop-up summit, the Legacy pop-up summit, was really about bringing artists together and creating a platform, because a lot of times people don't know the stuff in front of the mic, the talent, that's only 10% of it, but the business is 90% of it. So really understanding how to get your performance right, getting with performance rights organizations such as you got ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, just so many different things that you can really get your music out there. And a lot of artists just don't know that. And then they had an opportunity. We had what's called a playlist. And so you had some of the professionals like Isaac Daniels, so many different people that were there on that panel, Tony Dickerson, songwriters, all these different people, C-Dub, they were just listening to the artist's music. And so it was like a huge listening party at one point, and the audience had an opportunity to grade them and score them on their music. And so it was phenomenal to feel their energy. And so it's kind of like a huge listening party, one segment of it, then educational things about songwriting and artists being able to ask whatever question they want to. We even had an executive from Atlantic Records that was there. So it was dope.
Whoa.
Wow, man, that's a blessing, man. That's an
I
honor.
feel a little jealous. I feel like, man, I wish I had known.
Bro,
that sounds amazing. I mean, literally sounds amazing. Like, just the craziest. I wouldn't say the craziest, but like just the opportunity, right? That's what you think about, like the opportunity to have all of those resources in front of people, right? That you can interact with to get like almost a firsthand understanding of how things work and how things go, man. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. And I think, making it available to people to where you really have an opportunity to interact with the stars. These are people that are legends. Stephen Russell, has, been in the presence remaking a lot of Michael Jackson tunes. He just did Lady in My Life and sound just like him. And I'm like, and that record is out now, but it's for me, the first pop-up summit we did, we actually had, and I'm gonna put this out here because we don't talk about it a lot, but the first summit we did, we had Christopher Williams that does "Don't Wake Me, I'm Dreaming." Y'all remember the song?
Yep.
He was actually he's a light-skinned guy in New Jack City that got stabbed in the hand. but just a phenomenal singer. And Christopher Williams was one of the first people that came in with us. Him and Carolyn. Let me see. What is Carolyn's last name? Carolyn Griffey, Dick Griffey's daughter from Solar Records. Wow. And so and she sings with Shalimar, and so with Howard Hewitt and all of them. And so they came in, and it was powerful, but at the same time, Christopher Williams was dropping nuggets. But not only that, we ended up doing a remake of the song "Dreaming," and so we did a duet. And so that's something that's gonna come out later on. But we remade that song, and so I'm excited because we got some bullets in the chamber, and it's because of these type of events that normal people like me get an opportunity to really put your gifts on display and hear real artists that have been there, done that, critique what you're doing. So I'm excited.
Man, people don't realize, man, how many hats you wear, man. You wear a lot of hats, man. Not only are you the CEO of Heal the Hood Foundation of Memphis, but you're also a movie director. You're a music producer. You're a songwriter. You're a screenplay writer. You're a play, like stage play writer. Man, the list goes on and on and on and on. And on top of that, then you mentor people and stuff, and then it's, oh my God, I don't know where you find the time, bro.
You know what? It's weird because you just don't realize that sometimes you do it and I think one of the things that got me, and I probably have never said this before because you really just did something. I think you're bringing that out, but I think with me, every time I run into a problem, I don't like being in a situation. I'm a huge Legend of Zelda fan, so I love playing Zelda. And you know, and I was doing this as a kid, but Zelda was always filled with all of these adventures and all this different stuff. You had to kind of figure it out. And if you didn't have what you needed, you had to create it to be able to go through that obstacle. And so I think that's the thing. You know, music and the arts has always reached me in a real sensitive place. You know, I grew up in the church, singing and directing choirs, leading praise and worship. And the cool part about that is I saw how it was reaching people. And so from that, it's like I just became like a Renaissance person and didn't know it was happening to me. And so when I get asked a question, what else is it that you can't do? And I was like, I don't know. I don't think about it that way, but it's just like you just create because a problem exists, so a solution has to come from somewhere.
That's phenomenal, bro, man. Bettina said you're also the author of children books and comic books also. Man, and I be complaining about my job. Goodness. Whoa.
How do you, for the person that's out there, that's like, man, I got a lot of gifts, I got a lot of talents, but I don't know where to start. I don't know what to start with. What do you say to them? Because we just ran off a list of things that you have had success with and excelled in. But talk a little bit about how you manage all of those hats and how you came to the point to where you were like, yo, I'm just going to jump out there and do this, and we just going to see what's happening.
That question right there. Now I've never been asked a question that silences me. but I'm gonna say this. You know, it's like I think that for me, and I'll tell anybody, I think the problem creates the opportunity. You know, the problem creates the opportunity, because what'll end up happening. I didn't know that music was lacking something and it really needed something until, you know, I ran into a wall to where I was like, okay, I really don't want for about 5 years of my life, I didn't listen to any secular music. And you know, I went through that stage in life and I missed something, because when I met Master P, I didn't know any of his music but a song that I heard when he was doing this video on Entertainment Tonight. And so the thing that got me, I ended up literally we did the celebrity basketball game, and Master P had been watching us already because we were on wake up tours. We were already touring, and that's a whole nother thing. We were touring these schools and doing all of this different stuff with the musical gifts that we had. And from that, the celebrity basketball game was birthed, because it was like, how else can we get people together? And so really it's kind of like the talents, the problem brings out the talent. And so that's what did. And so we ended up movies. I'll give you another example, and I'll shut up after this. But when we're doing wake up tours, we take the skits and we're putting the skits inside of the music and all of this stuff. So it's 55 minutes of just amazing stuff being mashed together. But we were doing a wake up tour, and as soon as I got out the wake up tour, I went home, watched the news, and somebody had been killed, even though the skits were helping people in the schools. But I was like, God, we still got to be able to be in more places. And I don't know how. And I thought about it. I said, wait a minute, I'm a screenwriter. And so I started taking the skits and turning them into mini movies, because wherever we couldn't be physically, our movies could be. And so I was like, yes. And so it's like the solution keeps creating itself. And so you find out that the talents that you have in you, God has put them in you for that opportune time, right? So as soon as that time comes, you're prepared. You're not getting ready. You already ready, but you just didn't realize that gift was waiting to be activated. And the problem activates the solution. And so I just tell anybody, whatever opportunity happens, whatever's on the inside of you is going to crack it out of you. And that's what the Bible says. It says that God places these treasures in earthen vessels, and we're earthen vessels full of treasure, waiting for the right problem with the key to open up that solution. So I'm like, man, that's what was happening. And I encourage people to let your dilemma open up your probabilities. I'll say that.
Well said, man. And
I
you,
like that.
not only do you say it like you, I mean, you put feet to the ground, boots to the ground. I mean, man, you know how they say, like, they say, like, kids look up to like rappers and people like that who come back to the neighborhood and pass out turkeys and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I done passed out thousands of turkeys with this man. Man,
I remember. I still got the pictures.
Like, not only are you like the most positive person that I know, and like most like successful at being positive, you know what I'm saying? But you showing people that you don't gotta be negative and then come back to the neighborhood and pass out turkeys and stuff. You can be positive and do the same doggone thing, man. Like in real life, in real time. I'm seeing this. I'm like, I know I'm with the right people. I know I'm with the right family.
Yeah, brother.
Have you ever like maybe like had people that you've mentored or whatever, they come to you, they come from like a maybe a bad space or whatever, but then they come there and then they see the positivity and they get the push that they need, and then they start being on the right track, but then they like start backsliding.
Yeah.
Because I when I first started doing positive music, I was doing like, I was following the Snoop Dogs and the, everything that was popping, like, cursing and all that kind of stuff. But then when I started doing positive stuff, like you said, I noticed God started opening up all these doors for me. Like, before you know it, like you said, he introduced me to you and all this kind of stuff. And I was on Fox News all the time and just doing all kind of stuff. And I'm like, wow. So I see that God really wanted me to do it on a positive level. But sometimes when stuff start drying up, I used to battle thinking like, should I go back to, what I was used to do? Was doing it first. Like, have you seen that happen with people? Or
I mean, all the time. You know what? Wow, Memphis Jelks. This show is powerful. I mean, look, if somebody's watching this, you guys tell everybody else to tune in, because I feel this thing happening right now. I'll say this. We had a kid, and Bettina and Miss Hill, Marla, those that are watching the crew, they know the young man, and I'll say his name, Taquan. Taquan used to he was banging hard as a blood, but we invited him in to the organization. We don't discriminate against anybody, because that's what we're here for. We're here for everybody. And so he comes in, but he's a very talented rapper. And the thing about it is, I'm talking about, had a major following on social media. And I told him he wanted to record in the studio. And I said, look, but the only thing here at our studio, you can't cuss, you can't degrade women. You can't do that. And he said, Ben, I can do that. And he did. He literally came in and got on a record and, started doing well. As a matter of fact, it's sad because his lifestyle was, it was crazy. Bettina took him to, I think it was Chick-fil-A. And it was his first time ever going to a Chick-fil-A at 17 years old. And he tasted the food and he thought it was extremely expensive eating at Chick-fil-A. And it was like, it's like you're working so hard to bring these kids or bring these young people or bring anybody to a whole nother level of understanding that there's a different path for you. But at the same time, the world is speaking so much louder than the positive messages that are around you. So when they're not around us, they end up slipping back into that familiar ground. And that's the thing that I look at with so many people. It's like association brings about assimilation. You will end up, if you don't change your circle, you will become that circle, or you will be encaged inside of that circle. And that's what happens to so many different people, because they're trying to escape the lifestyle, but that circle is speaking louder than the smaller percentage that's over here. And so we've had that happen with so many different artists, because they want to get the fast money. They want to get to the women. They want to get to the access of being popular or doing whatever they can do for the likes, but not realizing they're losing themselves. I just had a guy tell me, and I can't call his name because I know he doesn't want me to say it, but he's conflicted because he has to promote these artists that are negative, that are cussing, degrading women, and women disrespecting themselves, doing all of this crazy stuff. And at the end of the day, it's like he makes money off of it, but he's like, I'm feeding my family, but I really don't want to do this. And so I think a lot of people are torn, but Memphis Jelks said, oh, we just got to show them something different that works, that's relevant, so that people can find peace within themselves instead of chaos outside of themselves. And so I just think
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ladell. That point was just so powerful. I had to hit the button. My bad, man.
Oh, man.
That was a powerful statement. And I tell people all the time, it's easy when you're around a group of people who are going the direction you want to go, but it becomes difficult when you're by yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to fight the devil when you got the saints around you.
Yeah.
But when you're at home by yourself, it's a little bit harder. And so I think what people miss out on is sometimes you have to invest in yourself. You have to begin to fight for yourself. You have to begin to want it for yourself. And as you begin to fight and want it for yourself, it will shift your trajectory.
Yes.
Because the reality is the money is feeding his family, but it's not feeding his soul.
Come on.
And so what happens is like it's doing what it's supposed to do, but it's not feeding his soul. And so and I'll just take it here. When God begins to shift you, that's when things start changing. And so you become conflicted. The Bible says you can't serve two masters. You either hate the one and love the other.
Yes,
so
sir.
you can't straddle the fence.
Yes.
And so at some point you just have to make your mind up to be on one side or the other. And it don't matter what you pick. It matters, but it don't matter what you pick. But you have to decide, because you'll be torn in between the two. And so when you get there, and you're right. These platforms, this conversation is for those people who are right there on the cusp. Yeah. And it's like, my soul, my spirit does not feel right with the pathway, but I just don't know how to figure it out. Yeah. And I believe you have a ministry that is working to help people figure it out. I got a place for you, and I got something that can fill you up better than what you're getting out there. Man, I love it, man.
Yes.
Man,
I love it.
You ain't said nothing but facts, man.
Because
I'm a witness. I'm a living testimony of Ladell Beamon, man.
Wow. You guys are awesome. You know what? And it's like this just feels good. It's a great brotherhood tonight. And it's like what I think about so many times is like I know it's gonna sound so weird, but I'm just now getting to a place, and I know this is gonna sound like a huge oxymoron, but I'm just now starting to get to the place where I'm believing in myself. And the reason why I say that is because coming out and doing records and putting stuff out there, we had a huge opportunity to work with Shabadoo before he passed from breaking, Ozone from breaking. We just did this project called The Get Down, and it's like a lot of times, it's like I'm timid about being able to push myself out there, because the artists that are on our platform, they're really going after being an artist. And it's like I pushed them out there so much, but I remember I have seen so many artists that get on that platform and they crush under the weight of the popularity. And it's like as soon as they get it, it's like they become a different beast, a different animal. It's like we'll tell the kids, hey, we don't need you guys cussing. We're trying to inspire these other kids or getting out here doing these drugs and all. And we try so hard to do that, but what ends up happening, they get crushed. And so there's this thing that we say all the time in Heal the Hood: don't let your gift take you where your character can't keep you. And that's the power of it. A lot of people's gift takes them to a certain level, but their character can't withhold that pressure. And so all of a sudden you're doing things that you never thought that you would do. You're going places that you never thought you would go. And all of a sudden you're trying to climb up from that dark hole. And so that's the reason why it is so important, for the brotherhood and those that are watching and those that are struggling with trying to make sure that we remain relevant, but not at the same time, become corny.
Yep. Exactly. Because it's easy to do. It's a thin line, it's a thin line. It's easy to do because you can try to go too one way, and then it starts getting corny. But if you go too far the other way, then you're playing with like dark energy.
Yep.
So you have to find like this balance. It's a balance, man. And Yeah, I think you probably have to like, shut yourself off from the world, man, and really focus in on how to do it because God don't want you to be corny either. He wants you to shine, but you don't have to, do what the world do to shine.
Yeah. I love it, man.
Speaking of get down. I got the trailer right here, man. I wanted to run it real quick, man. Can you give us a little bit of can you talk about it a little bit and then I'll play the trailer?
Yeah, we work with Shabadoo. I grew up, watching the breaking films, and I was a real small kid, but there was a profound impact of seeing dancers, and I think that the one that had the biggest impact because it was Breaking 1 and Breaking 2, and it really had a profound impact on me because I saw what they were doing through the power of dance and really being able to transform the community with what they were doing. Because I remember it was the Miracle Center that they were trying to save by doing that huge fundraiser, and all the people had to come together. And that really spoke because we're building in Memphis, and that's something that I guess I'll share later. What's called the Hero Empowerment Center, and that's going to be really, really huge because it's an arts-based micro city. And so, and I'll talk about that later. But Shabadoo. I ended up meeting my hero, one of my heroes, and it was the Last Dragon, and it was Shabadoo that both came in here at the same time, and we just really it was for the Evolution. We do another thing called the Evolution pop-up summit, the Evolution Community Summit. It's a strange name too, but it's a pop-up summit, but it's the Evolution Summit, and we bring them in here, and I did not know that he was going to die a year later. And so we started making plans, and we were recording stuff, and he was going to come down and record this music video, and it was all this stuff going on at one time. And right on the cusp of him coming down back to Memphis after he had already been here and we made the plans, he planned his legacy to be here in Memphis and do something profound. We were getting ready to go to get kids ready for the 2024 Olympics because street dance becomes a part of the Olympics in 2024. And so that's an Olympic sport, 2024.
Nice.
And Shabadoo is a godfather of street dance, and we became amazing together. And it was going to be phenomenal what was getting ready to come from Memphis, and he chose us to do it. And so we got the dancers together. We got a lot of people together, and we got this documentary film, and it was going to be a tribute to him. And he was going to direct a lot of what was going on, but he died before it could get finished. And what you see now, and what's going to be making its way to a streaming platform soon, is a trailer that you're about to see now. So yeah,
nice. Let's get into it.
First of all, I think that our greatest resources in this world is our elderly and our youth.
Why was this special for both of you as well?
Well, first of all, Ladell was wonderful in getting us out here. I've heard a lot of things about the crime that's going on and the gangs. And
let's go with it, let's move with it, let's go with it, cause I'm cool with it, let's go with it, let's move with it, cause I'm cool with it, cause I'm cool with it. I'm on my grooving tonight. I'm on my grooving tonight vibe.
I'm the old South Street got passed to the new cat, new energy, but I gotta give him the heart and soul of what hip hop was, you know what I'm saying? Because it kind of lost its way in some ways, so there's a lot of great talent. But what I was saying to the kids the other day is like, the difference is, we even when it comes to talent. Y'all talented too. But it's the message, bro. What you singing about? What you singing for? What's the purpose? This is different. If your purpose is to get a car, that ain't gonna last long.
Nice. That's powerful, man.
Our greatest resources in this world is our elderly and our youth.
That is powerful, man. I can't wait till that comes out, man. It's in the process, so like the editing process now, or
it's done.
Wow.
We did 2 screenings of it. As a matter of fact, Shabadoo's son, Vashawn, Keonis, came down. Robert Bryant, his manager, came down to see it the second time, and it was just amazing responses from the audience. I don't want to give it away, but I will say this: to create a film and to sit in the audience behind everybody and hear the comments, and they don't even know that you're listening to them when they're saying the comments. But it was phenomenal, and it's almost like I really feel like this is something that Shabba-Doo is very, very pleased with, and we talked to a lot of people, and every time we talk to people about the project, like Michael Jaw White, one of our good friends, he was a great friend with Shabba-Doo. Stephen Russell from Troop was a great friend, and the thing that we keep hearing is that it's a great opportunity to bring this to Netflix or Tubi or something, because nobody has done anything for Shabba-Doo since he's passed that really celebrates his legacy and tells who he is. And this film, this docu-music film, it tells who he is and what he's about and what was about to come from him. And we're pushing that legacy through this film project. So it's like he passed us the baton and we don't want to drop it.
Amazing. I'm a huge fan of Breaking, man, and Breaking 2 too. Those are, when I was coming up, man, that was me and my brothers. That was one of our favorite movies, man. I mean, like, cause my brother Q thought he was Turbo.
Yeah, Turbo was in the film too. We had Turbo in Memphis as well. So
really,
yeah.
Oh snap, man! That is amazing.
Yeah, in the project, there's a reenactment of the broom scene in there, and so it's like it's a really, and I'm not just saying it because I wrote it, but shout out to Montel Jones, who's one of the directors, Natasha Clay Hill, who helped cast it, Taryn Noor, who put the dancers. She's with the Memphis Grizzlies, who brought the dancers in. Just the whole crew, Miriam. Everybody who just really worked hard to get everybody there for the tribute project, because it was some work. And I just love my team over at Heal the Hood, because I know that these are queens in their own right. A lot of the queens and the kings are Gregory Hudson, a great brother, AJ, Aaron Ladell, so many different people. Shout out to Marthias Wade, who drew the animation. He's one of the animations from the comic book. But we also have Shabba-Doo t-shirts and merch now because of Marthias. So it was a collective effort for so many different people. And so you see Larry Dotson in the movie from the Barcades, because remember that song Freak Show on the dance? So that's in the Breaking movie. And so the ties from Memphis was already there before we even knew that we were getting ready to have this. It was like divinity. And not only that, Jean-Claude Van Damme is in the Breaking movie. And so it was like all of this stuff that was rolled into one, and you see it in the docu-music film. Boo Mitchell, shout out to Boo Mitchell, but so many different people that came together to do something big from Memphis, and nobody got shot, wasn't nobody cussing in the movie, but it's something that you're going to really leave inspired when you get a chance to check it out. So yeah, get down, man.
Can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Some great work.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Always. I want to get into the Legacy Pop-Up Summit video that I have also, featuring Michael J. White and Gillian White. Can you give me can you talk about that a little bit before we get into it?
Yeah, so the events that we do is really about, it's like when I was coming up, I went to Colonial performing in art schools. I stayed in South Memphis, but the art saved my life. And so putting a clarinet in my hand was my passport from South Memphis, or the inner city, to seeing the creative and performing art side. So it saved my life. But I wanted to really be able to, with the summits, really, I'll never forget the wrestler Jerry the King Lawler came to Colonial. Jerry Lawler used to be pile driving people, and you see him throw the flames out. But Jerry Lawler came to my middle school, Colonial, and he spoke to us as kids, and he was passing that out. We had to go to our classrooms, but Jerry Lawler was passing through by the steps, And man, I was like, I just want to touch Jerry Lawler. And so my grandmother would always take us to the wrestling match because she was in her wheelchair, and we had a chance to see the wrestlers up close and personal, The Rock and all them people back in the day. And so I ended up touching Jerry Lawler's shoulder, and it did something to me. I mean, I know it was crazy, but to really be able to touch your real life heroes. And so I wanted to be able to, from Memphis, bring heroes and people that really want to see these celebrities up close and personal, that are inspirations to them. I want to be able to get them right in your face so you can ask them whatever you want to ask them, interact with them, do projects with them, and you won't have to spend an arm and a leg. And so the pop-up summit was really about bringing these artists in, and from their perspective, telling them what awaits them in the industry if you go the wrong way. And so the clip of what you guys are going to see is Michael Jai White and his wife that he loves dearly when they came into Memphis, and us being able to take them into a school and create a platform in front of a whole lot of students that need to be able to hear some hope from their heroes. So Michael Jai White, Spun, he was played in Jean-Claude Van Damme's Universal Soldier 2, so many different things. Black Dynamite, he has a new movie about to come out, Outlaw Johnny Black, and it's so many different things. But he is a phenomenal martial artist, but he's also a king in Ghana, Africa, and he's also my bro. So yeah.
Wow, we're gonna get into it right now, y'all. Legacy Pop-Up Summit right here on the Memphis Jokes Show, featuring Michael J. White and Gillian White. Let's go.
So what we have is called the Legacy Pop-Up Summit. And what we do with the Legacy Pop-Up Summit is basically we're commanding that the narrative be changed as far as what's happening with our young people. And so one of the things that we do is that we bring a lot of icons that are in that we grew up on, people that were positive, that were really trying to make an impact, and they just want to come back and give back to the community. So it's about connecting young people to their destinies by using the arts to cure what's going on in the culture.
We were young at a time, and I know myself, there were not a lot of positive role models in my world. And I believe that is something that is the responsibility of those who have prospered from education and have come from meager means like this. It's our responsibility to come back, because you can't expect these kids to see something and, to create or be something that they can't even see.
Because of the message of Heal the Hood, it reaches out to Hollywood, and there are people that are hearing what we're doing, and they want to come into the city to help out because of the efforts, the success stories that we have with the kids that we've been working with. I hope these kids will change. They will see hope. I hope they'll really get it and understand that wherever they are, they can come out of this situation and circumstances, because there are people who understand them, and they're here to reach them.
Man, that is amazing, man. Have you thought about have you ever thought about expanding? I think every city need a Heal the Hood Foundation, man. I do, because we didn't have that growing up, and then I be hearing so many bad things happening in my hometown that I came up in. Like them shooting each other and gang violence and all that kind of stuff. Man, I'm like, we need a program like Heal the Hood.
Yeah, that's exactly that is something that is on the horizon, and we've been planning for a long time. Believe it or not, Heal the Hood has taken us to Alaska to do work in Alaska, and it's amazing. I was and when I say we, I feel like Heal the Hood is just it's a vehicle that God has given us. I really feel that. I don't even feel like I'm the founder and CEO of it, but I don't feel like it's mine to that capacity. I feel like it belongs to everybody. I feel like I'm just a steward over it. And it's something that God uses as a vehicle. And so I was in Alaska for 9 days. And so we got called there because it was really about reaching the kids, reaching the kids in Alaska. And I was like, what am I going to do going to Alaska with Heal the Hood, one of the coldest places on the planet? And I'm from the inner city, South Memphis. I'm like, what am I going to do in Alaska? And I get there doing some work with my uncle and Young Life. and bringing the comic books and all this stuff to the islands there in Alaska. And and they're taking me around to these counties, like it's like Kawak, Thorn Bay, Ketchikan, Alaska. And so here's the weird thing: in those regions, I was the only black man in that part of Alaska. So I'm sitting up here like, man, I'm like, what am I supposed to tell these kids? What problem am I supposed to be able to? And so I get there, in the predominant problems were depression, it was suicide, it was drug abuse, alcoholism, and believe it or not, incest. And so I get there, and it was so many broken homes, and God used me in a real strange way. I mean, it's weird to even tell you, and that's a whole nother talk show segment with you guys, because being in Alaska, I did not understand what God was doing with me, but He was showing me Memphis Jelks that that really His love reaches everywhere. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. It just wants to find you. You know, His love wants to hunt you down. And I went there with love and some comic books, and before I knew it, you know, they were taking me to everybody. Once I got back from one of the islands, they brought me right back to some of the mainland, and they had me going around to everybody's houses because their kids were telling their parents about this black dude from Memphis that God used to touch their lives, and it's crazy. And so I'm going to people's houses that were musicians in Alaska, and they wanted me to help them get their music together. So I'm getting on the keys, playing and helping them to arrange their music. And then I go, and then somebody else, well, we want him to come have dinner at our house. And then I'm going to somebody else's house where the killer whales are coming up in their backyard. Yeah, it's like these the way the water was, the killer whales would come up and you'll see them spouting. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm over here literally in the wilderness to a degree, you know, ministering the gospel. You know, having an opportunity to share about these superheroes. And so the kids, I even have pictures of some of the kids with the t-shirts on, some of the Wake t-shirts, and I was able to give away comic books. And, you know, so I think you're right. I really believe that every place needs to heal the hood, you know, and even finding other people that can be directors of it or whatever, you know, with the right hearts. But yeah, you know, so stay tuned. That's coming.
We need it sooner than later, because it's getting tough. It's getting a little rough out there.
We'll bust up and come. We'll bring the wake up tour there.
Man, hey, they would love it. I promise you. So many schools would love that, man. So many schools would love, you know, the wake up tour. It's just, I mean, y'all wouldn't even have to stop. Like the wake up tour could go to 50 states, every school in all 50 states, and then go overseas and do.
Hey,
really, it's that impactful. It's that awesome.
So for the listeners who might not know, talk a little bit about your touring and what that entails and what are you doing with that, and what's the goal of those tours for those, you know, viewers who might be watching who might not be familiar with that.
So what we do is we actually, the whole wake up tour, the whole concept of it is to really be able to use the arts to put in your face messages in front of young people to really get them to start looking at life a little bit different and really being able to wake them up from their social emotional issues. And so it's a 55-minute concert where you come in and you're hitting it with dance, you're hitting it with music, and you're infusing motivational messages on the inside of it, and it's acting. Sometimes we bring magicians with us. Shout out to T Magic. And we bring magicians with us. We bring puppets with us, depending on if it's elementary, middle, or high school. And at the end, the kids get an opportunity to make a pledge and make a decision to get out of gangs or doing whatever they're doing. And so we've had kids that have turned in their guns. We've had kids that 30 young ladies at one school, we did a skit called The Mix Up, and the girls ended up having to go to the counselor. They were in tears and found out that over 30 girls had been molested, you know, at the school. And so the Wake Up Tour, it shakes things up, but it brings young people an opportunity to close the chasms that's in their life. And so they have an opportunity to heal right there at their schools. And the Wake Up Tour does that. It's high energy, but at the end of the day, it gives you an opportunity to transform. If something is happening in your life, or you had a wall up where you couldn't talk to somebody, at the end of their tour, you feel like you can talk to somebody. And we're giving away money. We even go as far as to get the teachers involved. We have an R&B singer that sings no raunchy music, but the teachers are pre-selected, so we'll bring the teacher up, and the singer will sing to the teacher, and then give the teacher $100 so that they can go out for the weekend and get away from all their stress, and just treat them to dinner, and do something fascinating, because a lot of these teachers are dealing with stresses and pressures with our young people, and it's horrible. And that's the reason why teachers are quitting in record numbers, because of the stuff that they're going through, facing the students that hadn't been healed yet. So the Wake Up Tour, 55 minutes nonstop, like pushing the continue button on the CD player and letting it rip, and at the end of it, life transformation.
So how often?
My bad. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I just love that.
So how often do you perform the tour? How often do you go on tour? If people are interested, if people are like, hey, I feel like this is something that should be at my school, how do they go about trying to get involved and engaging with, maybe you come into someone's school or school district?
Yeah, we're getting ready to start our. We got a 30 school tour.
Wow!
It's called the Tour of Hope,
nice.
And our whole thing is we've been to Fayette County. We've done some stuff with these different tours, and for us, it's just about get us there, so we can do our thing, and because of the magnitude of the way that the tours are shaped, we give the schools an opportunity to tell us what their more pressing issues are. So if their issue is bullying, I see Pastor Doremus Jones in the comments, who actually was one of a major actor and an artist with with the Wake Up Tour, with him singing and playing one of the characters in Bully. But because of stuff like that, we're able to go into whatever school and deal with whatever issue. But the school has to let us know, hey, this is the prominent problem in our school, and we will cater their tour for that particular school. And so they can reach out to us, most definitely Natasha Clay Hill on Facebook, or they can get us on our website info. Bettina just put it up. Bettina on this tonight. Info at hthmemphis.org to hit us up there. You can email us or go to our website at hthmemphis.org, hthmemphis.org, and we will bring this tour to wherever it is needed. And that's just our heart. That's our heart.
Nice.
Please promise me that you'll come back on the show at some point, Ladell, man. Please, we got an hour ain't enough, because you're so full of information. Yeah, you're so full of information and inspiration. An hour ain't enough, man. But I need that promise, Ladell.
I promise, brother. Anything for
Thanks,
you,
bro.
Anything for you guys, because I believe that this platform is so necessary. And we're in a world that's dying, from the negativity and the stuff that's happening around us. But we have to plant more seeds of positivity. And Memphis Jokes, you got on a t-shirt, I got to show people, because most of the time people be like, hey, man, what is going on with that Wake character? But we got our own superhero right here in Memphis. This is something about Robert Townsend and Keenan Ivory way-ins to Memphis. And Ice Gibson, he used to always tell me, one of our artists, he said, man, whenever I see you with a suit and a tie on, and he'll always press my shirt, he said, I know you got that super suit on up under there. And but I would laugh, because sometimes I would have the thing on. And so we're really, really engrossed in finding kids with our messages and giving them hope and getting it to them any way we can. So thank you guys for having me on the show. tonight, and I just really thank you guys from the bottom.
I was gonna ask you, like, I can't let you go. You know, I can't let you go without talking about the character Wake and the comic book and the theme that's around that, the whole, like, Martha is Wade.
Yeah.
Please tell us that before we end session 1, part 1.
I'll say this. You know, I'm looking because I always have some comic books and stuff around, but one of the things that hit me, and this was before Black Panther came out. You know, first of all, people don't realize that Black Panther is a African American character, true enough, but he's created by white people. You know, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby actually created the Black Panther, created Luke Cage. Both of them created Luke Cage during the Black exploitation period. And a lot of money has been made off of black faces. You know, we see it happening in the NBA. We see it happening in the NFL. A lot of money, even with the hip hop industry, we'll take the same black faces and make them the poster child for destruction and damnation. And the money goes back into the white economy. And so for us, it was about really having a superhero that could. I'm a Meteor Man person. I grew up watching Robert Townsend's Meteor Man, and so
me too.
So to really be able to tap into that, we felt like Superman, Metropolis has Superman, Gotham has Batman, Central City the Flash. Why can't Memphis, in the midst of all the darkness that's going on, have a superhero that represents the people inside of the city of Memphis? And so I began to write. Martheus was already doing things with Jetta Tales of the Toshigawa, which is a Japanese comic book. And we graduated high school together. And I was like, you know what, man? This is something. In the Wake Up tour, these characters actually kind of break off from the Wake Up tour. And so the writing process started. What would the enemy look like? And so the enemy in the comic book, his name was Mephisto, which spells Memphis 2. And he's the stronghold in the spirit over the city of Memphis that keeps Memphis oppressed. And so the only way to be able to beat that character is, what makes him stronger is that he pulls the purity and the innocence from young people. He pulls all of that stuff and it makes it more and more powerful. So if you have music that is negative, that is corrupting kids, Mephisto gets larger and larger and larger until he can really take over the entire region. But his only problem is Wake and his team, Evolution, who is designed to stop everything that the enemy is doing. And so it's crazy. There's a lot of battles and issues that happen inside of the comic book that are real, relevant, and all of that good stuff. But when we wrote it and we put it out there, we're up to issue 5 is getting ready to start getting ready to be drawn now. But everything happens in real time. So you'll see Trayvon Martin, where the characters go back in time in one of the issues to stop Trayvon Martin from dying. But it's in real time because we brought Sabrina Fulton, Trayvon Martin's mother, here to Memphis for the first time in the city of Memphis. And so we did it as a tribute to Miss Fulton and the pain that she was going through, his mom, but we wanted to cameo that. And so situations like this in real time, you guys may even have a cameo appearance in the comic book because we write it in real time, the stuff that's going on, and we blow it up. And so it really can compete with DC and Marvel, the way it's animated, but the stories are second to none. So it's available. I think you may even be able to get copies on our website, hthmemphis.org. And you can get merch, we got merchandise. We have some figurines now, of the Wake figurines. And so we really want this thing to blow up and go beyond Memphis because people need to see Memphis in a better light than what they're seeing. So yeah, that's the comic book is off the chain. Excited.
Man, that is absolutely genius,
bro. For real.
Come on, genius is an understatement. Come on, man. Doggone. Do we gotta let you go, Ladell? Can we just let the people go and then me and O just stay on the line with you all night?
However you guys want to do it, I'm here. I'm here for it.
Man, thank you so much, man. The phone lines are open too, y'all. 901-410-0123 if y'all want to call in and holler at Ladell, or just holler at the show. Call in. We love to hear from y'all. But man, that is absolutely genius.
Yeah. And I'll say this though, it takes a great team of people to really get behind you and stuff. And it's like I really want to see, Robert Townsend. We came in. I will say this: it was because we did a pitch in LA. My first and only time going to LA, did a pitch, and that ended up bringing Robert Townsend to Memphis, and he also brought Keenan Ivory Wayans to Memphis. And so I want to encourage people, if I could say this last thing, there's something on the inside of you that will activate something on the inside of somebody else. And I think that if we hide our gifts, if we hide the stuff that God has planted on the inside of us, it's going to keep other people from their gifts being woken up. And so it's so important for us to really be able to stir up the gift that's on the inside of us, because it's going to stir up something in somebody else. And before you know it, we got a revolution, and the devil won't be able to stop that. So that's where I'm at with. I'm like, let's release it so that we can stir up some more positivity, because the devil doing his thing. So we got to do ours.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna leave it to you for your final thoughts, man, because I don't know if I can come behind that.
Listen, that's hard to come behind. I'm gonna be honest, man. This has been a good show.
Shoot, my bad.
This has been a good show, man. We had church tonight. That's what we
yes,
had.
sir.
We had church tonight, man, and I think you brought a lot of positivity to the atmosphere tonight, and I think that's important, man. And I think that's one thing that I kept hearing tonight, that we all have a purpose, and we all have to use our gifts, because there are people who are waiting on us. Yeah. There are people who need us. There are people who need to hear our voice. And I think sometimes people think just because they don't have the platforms that there aren't people that's waiting to hear their voice. Sometimes it might be a stranger that's passing you that's waiting to hear your voice. And so, man, I like that, man. It's been a good time tonight, man. Jokes, this is a good one, man. This is a good one.
Well, man, I prayed before we got on here that it'd be a good one. So thank you, Lord, for blessing us, hearing my prayer and making it happen. The devil tried to mess up the phone at first, but we had to get him up out of here. Man, I don't know where to start, man. You've been an inspiration to me ever since I met you, bro. I didn't know people I thought I was the only one who was trying to fight the good fight. But then when I met you, you had a whole army of people waiting to help me, and teach me and how to grow and be more stronger at what I was trying to do in the first place. And then like I said, man, you've always put God first. We've always, meshed well together. I feel like you super duper talented. You got crazy, super dope ideas. Salute to the whole team, Natasha Clay Hill, Bettina, you know what I'm saying? Everybody over there, Miriam. I think I said that right. Miriam. Yep. Everybody over there at Heal the Hood, man. Y'all all helped me in such a way that inspired me to keep going and keep, something going positively. So I decided to start this show to represent and show positive people and give people who are following or people who are watching inspiration and hope, and think, and let them know that they can do what it is that they want to do as well. You know what I mean? Because I'm bringing people on here who are actually, who are following their dreams and who are living it and who are successful in it. So if they can do it, y'all can do it too, man. I hope this ain't the last time you be on, man. Ladell, please invite me to the Wake Up Tour.
Yes,
I'm ready to get back on the Wake Up tours whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir.
It's just all love, man. I love you, bro, man. I love you, man. Like y'all said, we had church tonight, and that's all I got to say. I guess we out.
Squad up, haters down, haters down. If you ain't about that life, don't come on.